Spartan Kid Outdoors family, what the heck is going on? Let me put this lens cap down. Don't know why I'm holding it. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Spartan Kid Outdoors. Today is, you guys probably already read, at least those of you guys that can read, this is a comparison video between the Shimano Casitas and the new KastKing Royal Legend Elite Series. I'm super excited to show you guys what this new Elite Series is about. I'm super excited to compare it to a tough competitor in itself with Shimano. I mean, anybody that's ever fished with a Shimano knows that they're amazing. So to see how something stacks up pound for pound to this one reel is definitely one that's actually going to be a decent reel if it comes anywhere near it. So enough talk, let's jump into showing you guys exactly what's inside and outside of these reels and see what you guys would pick for yourselves. I obviously have both. I can pick both. But let's see what you guys think about these two reels. Let's jump into it. Alright guys, let's jump into this real quick. We'll make it short and sweet. We'll state the facts, a little bit of what I like about each one, and then you guys decide exactly which one you think is the best one. So we got the Shimano Casitas and the new KastKing Royal Legend Elite. Not to be mistaken with the KastKing Royal Legend. This is the Elite. Now, just looking at the boxes themselves, I mean, pretty standard boxes, right? I am going to open these guys up and see what they have inside. The Shimano, obviously, you get your reel. Obviously, I've taken out the plastic and used the Shimano. There's a Shimano. It does come with a little owner's manual, and the thing that I like this thing comes with is it comes with some lube. You can lube up your reel really nice and clean it. That's one cool thing that comes with this, with the Shimano Casitas. Let's get rid of this box though. We don't need this box anymore. Now, jumping into the KastKing Royal Legend Elite Series. Let's open this guy up. Comes with a little bit of padding, as you're gonna need. There it is. This is the new KastKing Royal Legend Elite Series. This is one of the 4 models that they have, but inside the box obviously has the cushion that it came in. You got your owner's manual in here and a couple of other cool things. It shows you how to clean it, so on and so forth. So pretty standard. But you guys are probably like, I don't care about the boxes, Leo. Let's get into the reels. Let's see what the heck these two reels have inside of them that makes it so gosh dang special, and what makes it one reel better than the other, or what's one cool thing about the reel that the other reel doesn't have. Let's jump into that. Let's start off with the ball bearings. The Shimano Casitas, this guy has 4 + 1 ball bearings in it, so it has a total of 5 ball bearings. I don't believe that they are stainless steel ball bearings. I couldn't quite find exactly what the ball bearings are made out of. They might be stainless steel, but I'm not certain of it. But this one does have 5 ball bearings in this guy. It does retrieve really smooth. It is a little bit louder on the retrieval, but it's not like you're hunting elk out here. You don't have to necessarily be the quietest reel for it to work. Now, when we get into the KastKing Elite Pro, this guy has 11 + 1 stainless steel shielded ball bearings. So obviously you have some bearings in the handle, in the spool, so on and so forth. And you can, there's actually, I think they have a diagram out of exactly where those ball bearings are. Some of you guys are like, yeah, it has X amount of ball bearings, but where? It matters where. And actually they have it out so you guys can actually see where they are. And the nice thing about this one is that they are shielded stainless steel ball bearings. So not only can you use this for your freshwater applications, you can use this out on the salt. So for you jetty fishermen, for you inshore fishermen, you guys can slap this on your rod and fish just like you normally would for your rock bass or your lingcod or what have you. Now let's get into how they feel in the hand, and I like I've said before, guys, in the past, I do like a low profile reel. I like it for it to sit not as flat as possible to my rod, just so I can get a better grip. I don't have the biggest hands on the planet, so a low profile reel makes for a comfortable day of fishing for me. The more comfortable you are holding your rod and reel, the longer you can be out there, the better of a chance that you have to catch Big Bertha. So the weight on this Shimano Casitas is actually 6.7 ounces. So that's a super lightweight reel. I think the reason they're able to do that is, well, it's basically an all carbon reel except for the handle here and the spool, which are aluminum, and actually the tensioning knob is probably aluminum as well. So that makes for a super light reel. Doesn't mean it's not durable. I've never had an issue with any carbon reels. Let's jump into the Royal Legend Elite Pro. This guy is 7.2 ounces. Now, the difference between the two, I mean, it's so little that I can't really tell the difference. I mean, I'm sure if you put it on a scale, and you would obviously be able to see it, but honestly, the weight difference, obviously this is a little bit lighter, but the difference you're actually going to be able to notice, and how much lighter, is not huge. It weighs 7.2 ounces, which I mean is not heavy at all. It is still very low profile. I mean, if you hold the two up to each other, almost identical to how low of a profile they are. Super low profile on both reels. They're going to feel good in my hand. They're going to make for longer fishing days, and like I said, give you a better crack at trying to get Big Bertha. So side by side, the Shimano Casitas does come in a little bit lighter at 6.7, and the KastKing comes in a little bit heavier at a 7.2. I don't think it's a noticeable difference, but it is a difference. The next thing I want to get into, guys, is what these reels are made out of. I was just talking about how this is an all carbon body, and so is the KastKing. They are both made out of a carbon body. They both have aluminum spools, aluminum handles, aluminum tensioning knobs, but they both have plastic star drags. I mean, I don't think it matters that much. It's actually a little bit lighter, I'm sure, than having everything aluminum. I have heard of people being able to, or having thrown their rod or gotten frustrated and their star drag breaks, but I have literally never had an issue with breaking anything like that. Just don't throw your stuff around. Let's get into a little bit of what the drag system is in each one. On the Shimano Casitas, you come in at 12 pounds of drag even. Not a little bit more, not a little bit less. 12 pounds of drag is usually pretty good for any bass fishing application, crappie, whatever you're using this for. 12 pounds of drag will definitely do it. The Royal Legend Elite Pro comes in at 17 pounds of drag, and don't let me cheat you guys on that drag. It is actually 17.65 pounds of drag on this guy. And if you're taking this out on the salt, that's definitely more than enough drag for your lings, for your rock bass, for your muskie, for, I mean, any application you want to put these things through. 17.65 pounds of drag is kind of crazy. It's more than a lot of us are going to need for bass fishing, but I mean, it just shows you how versatile this reel is going to be, where you can use it in many different applications of fishing. I want to get into a little bit of what options you can get these reels in. I mean, a lot of reels in the past that KastKing has put out have only come in one gear ratio. This is the first time that they've put out a series of reels that you can get multiple gear ratios for. On the Shimano Casitas, you can get a 6:3 to 1 and a 7:2 to 1. On the KastKing, you can now get a 5:3 to 1, a 6:6 to 1, which is this one here. You can get a 7:3 to 1 and an 8:1 to 1. Now that is some options for everybody. I mean, if you're wanting a cranking rod, a Texas rig rod, a topwater rod, whatever you need, you can get it. They actually make them all different color coded. They intended this reel to be for the tournament fisherman that doesn't have time to dig around and find the right reel and make sure they got the right one, that they're the right gear ratio that they're looking for. When you have charcoal gray reel, let's say we had a lineup of 6 of these guys, it's going to take some time to figure out which reel is what gear ratio. The nice thing that KastKing is implementing with their Elite Pro series is that they're doing a different color for each one. So white, I believe, is they're 5-3 to 1. Blue is obviously their 6-6 to 1. Black will be their 7-3 to 1, and the red one is going to be the 8-1 to 1. So when you're out there and you're fishing tournaments, or you're just fishing on your own and you're trying to find the right rod for the application you're trying to fish, it's going to be easy to pinpoint because you're going to be color coded and you're going to know exactly what does what. Now, the other question that we're probably asking is, how much line does this thing hold? And yes, this is a 6-6 to 1, but how many inches of line are you bringing in per 360 turn? The amount of line that you're bringing in on this KastKing per turn is 27.76 inches. So just about 28 inches of line that you're bringing in per 360 turn. On this guy, you on the 7-2 to 1, you're bringing in 30 inches per retrieval, right? But if you're getting the 6-3 to 1, you're only bringing in an even 27 inches of line. Now, that might not be a huge difference. It's actually almost an inch. So depending on what you're how quick you're trying to bring that lure back, it's going to make a difference. So you got almost an inch difference of retrieval rate with this KastKing Royal Legend Elite Pro. The other question that lies is, how much line will this spool hold? Well, I got that answer for you. The Shimano Casitas is going to hold 110 yards of 12-pound test, and the KastKing is going to hold 130 yards of 12-pound test. So you have a little bit more room on this spool to fit a little bit more line, and sometimes that's the difference, because if you have days like you guys have seen me have, if I'm getting snagged up and breaking off or having to retie, you're gonna want that extra 20 yards of line on your reel, so that you're not having to re-spool the whole thing because you've run down some reel. Let's get into the braking system on these guys. So on the Shimano Casitas, you obviously have your outside brake here, your outside dial, and you can go all the way up into a whopping 6. The Shimano also, if you open the side plate here and you get the side plate, you also have an internal brake that you can adjust here. There's 4 internal settings that you can either click up for putting the brake on or click down for releasing it. As I've said before with this one, I think the brake internally is a little bit flimsy, because I feel like that is very easy, or it can be very easy to break. It makes me a little bit nervous messing with that one. But with the KastKing Elite Pro, you only have one braking system. You have an external braking system. It's a magnetic braking system, as well as same thing with the Shimano Casitas. But on this one, you have a magnetic external braking system. It goes all the way to 10. So you dial it to what you want, obviously, and turn it down. Now, to get your spool out, I like what they have done with this. It's a little dark, but there's no latch. There's no latch like there is there. The latch that you have to turn is actually right here in itself. There's a little thing that says open, or close and open. You simply take this little bar that goes across, you turn it down, it pops right out, and it stays there. And the side plate itself does not come off. It's actually on a spring and it's attached. So for those out there that have bird nested and backlashed and you actually have to remove your spool like I have in the past, you don't have to worry about dropping your side plate in the water. There's this other YouTuber, John B, I'm sure you guys are familiar with. He was out in Africa. He took a side plate off to switch out a spool of line, and he dropped it in the water. And it was actually Shimano, and I can't imagine how expensive it is to replace one of these side plates. So it's actually really, really cool that this one is actually like a little spring-loaded side plate that stays in place so that you can't drop it in the water. That would be just heartbreaking. Last thing that I wanted to touch on this side-by-side comparison before we wrap this thing up is the price on these guys. As of right now, the KastKing Elite Pro is $71. So you can pick one of these guys up for $71. That's the 6:6 to 1 gear ratio. As you go up, I think it increases just by a little bit, but they are under $100. The Shimano Casitas you can find on Amazon for $109. I found them on Tackle Warehouse as low as $100. So there is a price difference between the two. The KastKing Elite Pro is going to be cheaper. Alright guys, so that's going to be all for us today. Like I said, these two reels are super awesome reels. The one that I personally like the most is going to be the KastKing Elite Pro. For one, the color, two, the amount of drag you have on this guy, the 12 shielded ball bearing, so I can take this out on the salt if I wanted to and fish for rock bass and so forth, is where the Shimano I can't. It's just got these slight features that are a little bit better, and some that are a lot better actually. So I personally like that one more. But you guys tell me down in the comment section below, and I know you guys aren't scared to tell me what you like better. You tell me which one you like better. You tell me which one you think is better looking. You tell me which one you think has the better features, and let me know what you think about them. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I am going to be going out and fishing with my boys PDX Fishing tomorrow, so look out for that video, and we will catch you guys on another episode of Spartan Kid Outdoors. We'll see you later.